Hey everyone, let's jump right into it. Today, we're going to tackle something you'll use all the time when you're speaking Spanish: how to say the date. It's one of those fundamental skills, and trust me, by the end of this, you're going to have it down cold.
So first things first, how do you even ask? Well, the most common way you'll hear it is right here. ¿Cuál es la fecha? This one's pretty straightforward. It's basically a direct translation of what is the date. Simple, and you can use it absolutely anywhere.
Of course, just like in English, there's usually more than one way to say something. So let's look at the two most common questions you're likely to hear out in the real world, so you're ready for either of them.
Okay, so we've got the first one down, but check out this second one. ¿A qué fecha estamos? This is super common in everyday conversation. It translates more like, what date are we at? It just has a really natural conversational feel that you'll hear all the time.
So, you've been asked the question, how do you answer? Well, the great news is there's a golden formula that works every single time. Once you get this core structure down, you can say any date you want.
Let's break it down. As you can see, it's just 4 simple steps. You kick things off with the word el. Then you add the number of the day. Step 3, you pop in the little connector word day, which means of, and then you finish it off with the month. So it's just el, day, month. Easy, right?
This slide right here really nails the biggest difference. In English, we say May 5th, but in Spanish, the whole thing is flipped around to the 5th of May. The absolute key takeaway here is that the day always comes before the month.
All right, so you've got the formula. Now you just need the words to plug into it, right? Your vocabulary. Let's do a quick run-through of the months of the year. Now, as we look at this list, you're going to see a lot of familiar words. Many of them are what we call cognates, which just means they look and sound a lot like their English counterparts. You know, marzo for March, abril for April, and agosto for August. This makes them way easier to remember than you might think.
Okay, now for a rule that trips up so many English speakers, so pay close attention. Months are not capitalized in Spanish. I know, it feels a little weird at first, but unless a month is the very first word in a sentence, it's always lowercase. It's a small detail, but it's one of those things that makes you sound much more natural.
We have the formula, we have the vocabulary, so let's put it all together now and start building some complete, natural-sounding sentences for saying today's date.
Remember how there were 2 main ways to ask for the date? Well, it kind of makes sense that there are 2 common ways to answer as well. You can say, es el 10 de marzo, which literally means it is the 10th of March. Or you can use estamos a 10 de marzo, which really lines up well with that conversational question we saw earlier. The best part? They're both perfectly correct.
So what if you need to get more specific and add the year? It could not be easier. You literally just add another day and then the year at the very end of the phrase. No complicated rules to worry about here.
And this slide puts it all together beautifully. For July 4th, 2026, you'd say, el 4 de julio de 2026. You see how the day, the month, and the year are all just neatly tied together by the word day?
Okay, this is where it gets really fun and useful. Let's use this new skill to talk about the dates that actually matter to us. You know, things like birthdays and holidays. So how do you ask someone for their birthday? Simple, you just ask, ¿Cuándo es tu cumpleaños? This is such a great phrase to have in your back pocket for making conversation.
And check out how you can answer. You could just say, es el 8 de junio. Or you can be more specific. Mi cumpleaños es el 19 de septiembre. And it works perfectly for holidays too. For Christmas, it's Navidad es el 25 de diciembre. Now, for New Year's Day, there is one little exception to the number rule. Instead of el 1 de enero, it's way more common to hear el 1 de enero, meaning the 1st of January. But that little quirk really only applies to the first day of the month.
All right, you've seen all the pieces. I think it's time for a quick pop quiz just to make sure all this information sticks. You ready? Let's test what you've learned.
First up, how would you say July 21 in Spanish? Think back to that golden formula. Remember which one comes first, the day or the month? And don't forget the little words in between.
And there it is, el 21 de julio. Did you get it? Notice the L at the start, the number first, then they, then the lowercase julio. Perfect. If you got that right, nice work.
Okay, let's flip it around. If someone says to you, estamos a 7 de febrero, what are they telling you? They're saying it's February 7th. Simple as that.
You can see how recognizing that estamos a structure helps you instantly understand what's being said. You guys are doing great.
So let's quickly recap the main points. Remember the formula? L plus day, day plus month. Always put the day before the month. Don't capitalize the months, and you can start your sentences with SL or estamos a. If you can master these few things, you've totally mastered how to say the date.
And that's all there is to it. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What's the first important date, your birthday, an anniversary, a favorite holiday, that you're going to practice saying with your new skills? Go give it a try.